What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about 3 key things that I believe are a man's processing, okay, to determine if he wants to come back or not, or if it's even good for him to come back or not. So if you're wanting to know what your guy is thinking, if you're wondering what are the chances he's going to return, this is going to give you a little more insight. Trust me, all men think these things, okay? So jumping into the first one is results of the decision to pull away, okay? So I'm going to give you a little crash course on this because I have a lot of videos on this topic, but like I said, I think there's 4 stages a guy goes through before he regrets it. The first stage is the initial decision on pulling away, and this is basically based off if this is you guys together, that's a little hard. If this is you guys breaking up, and again, I make 1,000 videos on this, so I apologize. He's looking at all the problems, okay? He's looking at all the pros and cons, and he sees all these, and he says, okay, it's just better for me to exit this situation, right? So that's this. Now, between stages or 1 and 3 months, he goes to this stage where he has to live this out. He kind of has to live out what it's like with and without you, seeing what it is, seeing if he made the right decision, so on and so forth. He's really not going to regret anything prior to 1 month. I know you can't see me on here, I apologize. But then the next stage is, okay, well now he knows what it's like with or without you, okay? And then from there, he's going to start reflecting on it, right? And this is where a guy can have regret. He's going to start reflecting on it, and then based on that, he's going to come back or stay away. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of men who can regret, right? He can regret leaving you, but he still doesn't come back. Now, why is that? Well, that's the second thing, is change. Will him coming back, will anything change? Meaning, are these variables that why he pulled away, are they still around? Are they still a reason why he's hesitant to return? Number 1. Number 2, is the overall situation changing? Meaning, if he's still emotionally unavailable and you're still wanting a relationship, well, what's the point of me coming back? It's just going to happen again, okay? So these are 2 main things that happen for when a guy pulls away and wants to return. He's thinking, okay, I want to see what it's like without you because obviously with you, I'm not happy. Otherwise, why am I thinking these things? So he's going to go do that. And then he's going to, again, that could take anywhere from 1 to 3 to maybe 6 months. But I usually say 1 to 3 months is where you see a guy maybe popping back up or at least going through this 4-step process. And then he's going to wonder if I should come back or not. Now, if he doesn't come back, like I said, a guy can regret it. It's because there wasn't enough change in his mind. It's not worth the cost. Another thing when I say cost, right? So I guess I can say change, I can say cost. And what I mean by cost is, if a guy comes back and he has to do this, 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 and you're talking to the emotionally unavailable man, you're like, well, you have to be in a relationship. You have to be consistent, which, by the way, you should be demanding all this. If you don't, you're going to, we'll get into, it's going to be over here, but we'll get into that. You have to be in a relationship. You have to be consistent. You have to communicate, okay? You can't just be quiet and fall off. You have to at least see me once a week, like whatever it is your problem was. And if he's like, no, if he's like, no, I'm not about all that. I don't want to do all that. And unfortunately, ladies, again, while you should do these things, there are a lot of men out there who do like you, but they just don't want the responsibility, the accountability, the sacrifice, that you have to uphold a happy, healthy, loving relationship. I always say a relationship is a lifestyle. There's a lot of men who want the benefits. Oh man, she looked good. Oh man, she good in bed. Oh man, she's fun. Oh man, she's cool. Oh man, she's my type, right? But if I'm emotionally unavailable, it's like, well, I'm not a grown up yet. I'm not a big boy. I don't want to do these things. So he just says no, okay? And then what happens is, like I said, he'll go off on stay on his little adventure, and he'll do it to the next girl. Now, the unfortunate thing is, I feel bad for this girl, and then this girl, okay? And then this girl, because it's going to happen to her too. He's not just going to come here and then becomes emotional. Like, no, like it's going to keep on happening. Unfortunately, that's the pattern I see as a dating coach for 10 years. I always tell my clients, funny, well, not a joke, but a thing, which is, you're not the first girl this happened to with him, and you're not the last girl. Like, he's just kind of going on a little spree with it. Now, the third reason that determines if a guy will come back or not is the advantage. So what do I mean by advantages? If you don't say, you might think this is good because you're like, oh, he comes back, Elliot. You're telling me that this stuff right here, saying this stuff to him is going to prevent him from coming back, so I'm just not going to say this. No, you're going to get screwed, literally and figuratively here. He's going to come back. He's going to take advantage of you. But again, that doesn't mean these variables are gone. So he's just going to take advantage of you and come back over here and rewrite history again, okay? So a guy might come back if he wants an advantage in two ways. Meaning, the first way, this isn't the bad way necessarily, but let's say he does regret it. Let's say he does miss you and he wants to come back. Well, that means it's more advantageous to come back and see you, than to be without you. I was upset. I made the wrong decision. This is called regret, right? We all know that. Okay, now the other way he gets advantages, this is the bad way, unfortunately, which is we're talking to a guy who thinks he can come back because this is the first, second, third, fifth time we've done this. I took him back every single time. I'm giving him a million chances. He knows how much I like him because we've been talking for 4, 5, 6 months, and I told him I'm not talking to anybody else. All the dumb shit you've done, okay? He's piling all that up. He's looking through the files, and he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I could. He's going to say, I miss you, right? He's going to say, happy birthday. He's going to say, what's up? Like, whatever a guy says to get back in, he's going to say it, but he's doing it to, again, advantages. I guess you can call it assets. Hopefully you can see that over there, right? Can you see that over there? It's called the assets. He's just going to come back and get the advantage, meaning like, you're not holding him accountable. You're not doing these things. You're not saying, hey, you need to want a relationship. Instead, he says, let's just see where it goes. Let's just see what happens. And again, you fall for it. And then he gets the assets. He gets the benefits, sex, the attention you give him, whatever it is. And he comes back and he gets all that. But like I said, you're not getting what you want. A lot of women think, oh, well, at least he's back low. At least we're talking. No, let go of hope. I'm telling you, hope's a beautiful thing. In relationships, it's not, because if you have hope, right, it means this is a very important equation. This is like MC square shit when it comes to dating and relationships. If you have hope, it means you don't have certainty, okay? And again, can you read all that? Is that on there? If you have hope, it means you don't have certainty. And if you don't have certainty, you are losing the battle. I am making a guide on it right now, an actual physical copy where I'm going to talk about this. Another way of explaining that, like I always do, is risk. If you are sitting there and you're hopeful, or you are sitting there and you are confused, or you are sitting there and you need some type of certainty, or you're uncertain, it means you don't have certainty. It means he is taking advantage of you in some way, ladies. Please trust me on that, okay? So just to wrap this up, it's based on the results, if he made the right decision or not, or if, like I said, I guess if he feels it's better to come back to take advantage of you, but we'll get into that. Like I said, change. Has anything changed? Is the same bullshit going to happen? Is she going to put me through the ringer? Like, is it even worth coming back? And of course, what do I get from coming back versus what do I lose? Okay. So ladies, if you want a session with yours truly, if you want to go over your situation, your unique situation where I can literally break this down one-on-one for an hour, confidential, just you and me, links are down below. If you want my guides, I got like 8 or 9 of them, all for the price of one. Link down below. I love you all. Take care and peace.